What's up, man? How you doing? Good to see ya. So we're on our way to the Fdot community meeting at the community center on East Lake Drive, where we're gonna talk about whether or not we need a cops. We gotta, where are the cops going? So we're walking up to the community center now, the Fdot community center meeting, where they're gonna talk about, should we invest money in a pedestrian path? Let's find out what the people think.
We need more travel space for vehicles.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We got malfunction junction here. Everybody know about I-4 going
I-4.
crazy.
And put some grass down here in the east side of the place right here.
Yeah, the park.
We need some grass for that $1 billion. Put some grass.
Exactly.
They should spend that money on the roadways and making sure that we can get in and out of Tampa and malfunction junction as safely as possible.
That makes way more sense.
Let me get that for you, ma'am. Oh, there you go. All right. I'm Josh Santos with Tampa News Force.
Yeah.
How you doing today?
Good. I want to introduce you to a couple people.
Hi, Chloe.
This is Josh.
How you doing, Josh?
Doing well. How you doing?
Chloe Coney, a woman that wear many hats.
Nice. I love your
And
hat.
I'm with Tampa Bay Next.
Nice. And what is Tampa Bay Next?
As you see here, this is the reason we have this meeting here.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be talking about transportation. And one good thing, too, we're inviting the community to come out. We want to hear from them, get their input. And then we're going to do breakout, that they're going to take all that information, and then they're going to have discussions. We're going to do real time recording what they say, and then making sure that when we leave here today, we have truly heard the residents in East Tampa.
So this isn't the only meeting that you're doing?
No, we've done many meetings.
Nice.
We've gone to West Tampa, we've gone to Tampa Heights, Seminole Heights, East Tampa here. This is really our third meeting.
All right. And what's the general consensus? How do people feel about the program?
Well, a lot of people giving their input, because out of those 4 options, we're hoping something come up. We know downtown is definitely malfunction junction.
Malfunction junction.
We know that we're gonna have to do something to alleviate the traffic. Some people say, I just want enough lanes to get me from point A to point B.
Or just any drone pads, like personal drones that I can just hold on to and take me somewhere?
No. I'm talking about express
just
lanes. Yes.
And
Some people may say that, some may not.
So I'm in front of some maps here. Say option A, option B, option C, and option D. So there's 4 options for what's going to happen here. This doesn't look anything like a pedestrian pathway that I was talking to those guys outside about. I don't know why I thought that's what was going on here, but apparently it's nothing at all like what I thought was going on here. So, excuse me, which one of you guys want to talk to us? We're with the Tampa News Force. Would you want to talk to us? Please, come on in. So what exactly is happening here today?
We're having a community working group, so it's an opportunity for the East Tampa community to come in, get a feel for what the project's about, ask questions, and then we have some questions at each of the round tables.
So what is the project about?
Project is about the Tampa Interstate Study. It's a re-evaluation of a study that was approved about 20 years ago to expand the capacity of the interstate system.
So you're saying we can make the highway bigger?
That's one element.
Okay.
But
that
also
the study?
it's a study to evaluate improving the interstate.
Okay, so there's different options for what lanes we could potentially expand?
In the downtown area, yes.
Yeah, I see there's 4 options here.
4 options, correct.
What's the major differences between these options?
Options A and B are very similar, where it would be reconstructing the lanes that are there to move them out far enough to be able to put express lanes and a transit corridor in the middle for the future. Option C and D keep the lanes where they are and build the express lanes outside of what's there today.
Well, do we not know which one is most efficient?
From a traffic perspective, they all function a little bit differently, but in general, they're adding capacity to the interstate.
Okay.
Which helps meet the future demand.
If it's all just adding capacity, why does it matter which option?
Each option has a little bit of different trade-offs in terms of impacts from one side versus the other, or to the extent of what the impacts are.
So building might
they're a little bit
affect
different.
some housing around?
Yeah.
So if it was building near your house, you might not want one of those options, but you'd vote for a different option.
Yeah, it's not necessarily a vote. It's really for us to gather the input
Okay, so it's not a vote.
All this information will be presented again at a public workshop in December,
Okay.
where this is really kind of honed in on a couple, particular areas and questions. That'll be a broader public workshop. Then from those 4 options, they'll be presented. The public will see what the impacts are for all of them in detail, and then we'll have an opportunity to get the inputs and then make a decision which one ought to go further, and then present that to a public hearing next year.
Okay, so ultimately,
couple steps.
we want to leave it up to the people to decide which one would be the
Well,
best.
we'll gather the input certainly based on
Right.
what their
So you'll take into
circumstances.
consideration
Absolutely.
what people think.
Absolutely.
But at the end of the day, that won't ultimately determine it.
As you'll see in the show, there's a bunch of different factors that come
show.
into play. There's not necessarily just one.
Oh, is there going to be a show?
We're going to have a presentation.
Okay.
Even doing nothing is an option.
Oh, really? So
which
even
is under
if
consideration.
people see all 4 options, they can go, we don't like any of this.
Correct.
Okay,
And if
well, that's
that
nice.
becomes the best option, considering whether it's the cost or whatever, then maybe that moves ahead. So right now everything's on the table.
So we're having one meeting today,
Today,
and then a public one in December.
public meeting,
And then
December
another
in 2
one next year.
locations. Yeah, another one next year. And at that point, the preferred option will then
Right.
be finalized and then move forward.
Why do you think it takes so long to come up with which option we like the most?
Well, we want to make sure the information's out so everyone understands. It's a complicated project, so making sure everyone understands all the whys and wherefores of it is important. And it allows us time to make sure that if we need to adjust things, we may end up after the workshop in December that we maybe merge a couple together, do a hybrid, or take one good element of this and add it to another one.
Are you guys about to start the presentation? Oh, nice. I can't ask you which one's your favorite.
No, that's what we're here to find out what the community wants. We'll talk through all of the options and gather their feedback. And we're having a lot of meetings like this out in the community. So.
Right on. All right. Well, I hope to be able to find them.
All right, thanks.
All right. Whoa. Excuse me, sir. Hi, how you doing? Have you had a chance to check out any of the options here? Not yet? Oh, no. Do you know if these are the real problems?
Do I know if they're a real problem?
Yeah. Like, I have a lot of issues with just roads in general. It doesn't have to be the highway.
It's rough getting through there, I know that.
Oh, that one, that exchange, wow. Yeah, I hope they do something about that one. So, did you get a chance to check out any of the options?
Not yet.
Oh, yeah. Oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry. Oh. Oh. Oh, yeah, there's a much better view of the scenarios here. So, do any of you guys have a favorite?
Well, we're running the survey, so
Yeah.
we're not allowed to say if we have a favorite.
Yeah, no. Or which one's the most fun?
Fun?
Yeah.
Well, I guess that depends on what you just define as fun. I can tell you the differences.
Oh, really?
So this is a scenario that focuses on new technologies such as driverless cars or a rapid bus on the shoulders of some of our major interstates.
Have you ever been on a rapid bus before? Nice. I don't know what they are, but they sound like
It's like a bus rapid transit system where the bus is in its own lane.
It's like downtown Orlando.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This focuses on express toll lanes, sort of forming a belt around Tampa.
Yeah.
And 275 north of downtown would be converted to a boulevard, so bringing it down to street level.
Wait, I-275 would be on the street, so you can that entire area would be gone.
So it would reconnect some of the communities that are on either side that were cut off when they built 275 to begin with.
And then, oh wow. That's
Kind of radical, but it's a concept that the community has proposed.
I like radical.
C is focusing on investments in bus and rail, connecting different parts of the region using mostly CSX lines that are already in existence.
And you'd just be putting like a really fast train on those?
It'd be some sort of either commuter or light rail.
Oh, nice.
High-speed rail connecting over to Orlando.
Oh, yeah.
And then rapid bus on some of the major corridors. And last but not least, a water ferry.
Oh, yeah. Did you go on the water ferry when it was here last year?
I've been on that vessel. I did not go on that particular ride.
Yeah, the rapid. I thought it looked really cool.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a fast ferry.
Why do you think people move out to these areas but still want to come here?
So you're asking why
Yeah.
do people live out in the suburbs, for example,
Yeah.
and still want to come downtown? Well, downtown in central Tampa is where a lot of things happen. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of employment opportunities, cultural entertainment,
Yeah.
sports events.
Yeah. And
So-
you think like car culture has kind of destroyed like kind of that sense of community? You want to get rid of 275 and bring it back down?
Well, this is one of the alternatives.
Yeah.
Okay, so probably none of these are going to wind up exactly as is in
Yeah.
our plans, but we're trying to get people to think about some of the trade-offs. And you were with, you didn't.
I'm with Tampa News Force.
Okay.
What if there's like a combined one, all four options?
What we will do once this survey is completed, which is it's coming up for if the survey closes at the end of September, so not too far away. We'll take the results to our elected officials and board and come up with a hybrid that hopefully combines the best of all three.
All right, guys. Let me tell you what I learned. It sounds like, it's more of a survey of what they think people like the most, but they said at the end of the day, they still will make the ultimate decision. So, it could just be a big charade to make us think we have choice, when in reality they already have the option in their head. So, we don't really know, but there's 4 options they're talking about. It's mostly going to be expanding lanes on the highway, exactly what you want.
Right.
Yeah, so it's 4 options. Every single one is about expanding lanes on the highway, but it's about where they're going to expand it and where the building would be, which would affect what neighborhoods get, potentially displaced. So people are looking at where on the map that the lanes might be increased, and if you live there, you probably don't want that to be expanded, but if you don't, you go, yeah, expand over there.
Yeah.
So
I'm like expand over there. I don't live nowhere near this.
exactly. What do you think about Domino's filling potholes? You seen that on TV?
I seen that. That.
You think that actually
I
helped?
think that was a ploy just for those to get customers, just for Domino's.
Yeah. Yeah, what kind of world are we living in where our pizza place has to fix our roads instead of our government?
Yeah, city government.
Yeah, but the thing is, you do what you do to sell, you know what I mean?
Right.
I think that's just a ploy.
Well,
to sell more
socially
pizza.
conscious stuff is the hot trend, not like Nike with the Kaepernick thing.
Yes, you do whatever you do to sell. They got Kaepernick, the face of Nike, to sell more Nikes.
Exactly. You think they actually care about Kaepernick?
About 10%.
So why do you guys pick this spot to hang out?
This is where we hang out. I mean, you guys are guests, We hang out here to get away from all the monotony. The married guys can release, the single guys can release. This is a pretty rough side of town, per se. You know
how's
what
the
I mean?
park get at night?
We ain't here at night.
You're not here at night?
Y'all don't be here at night, because we're not here at night. You know
So,
what I
yeah,
mean?
cool.
We listen to music, we unwind. It's basically what
good.
we do.
2000s rap?
Yeah. What you know about rap?
All
man?
about it. All about
Wait,
it.
we understood you was singing
Yeah,
and
I know that
bopping
whole
when you
song,
came
yeah.
up. You know what I mean?
That was the remix, too.
We seen that. Yeah, that's what Cuz said.
Yeah,
we
I
seen
miss
when
Lil
you
Wayne,
came
man.
up.
What's up with Lil Wayne and Birdman? You think they're straight
I
now?
don't know. They probably still kissing each other.
Lil
now.
Wayne like he about to die.
Yeah, Lil Wayne looks like an old, decrepit crypt keeper now.
Finna go anytime soon.
Yeah. What about, you ever, think about those rumors where they'd say Birdman is, secret homosexual and does weird devil stuff and,
Just kissing each other in the mouth.
exactly.
Illuminati.
Exactly, Illuminati. Well, there's Michael Jackson as well. They say it's a power move,
Bruno
It's-
Mars, the same thing.
Yeah, Bruno, probably same deal. Yeah, there's a lot of...
Sacrificed his mother for him to get where he at now.
Right. Eddie Murphy with the trannies, all that stuff.
Yeah.
People start getting into weird, crazy stuff once they've done it all.
Nah, we
the
don't.
money. The
We
money.
definitely don't exercise in no thing like that.
How much of what the government puts out and what the news puts out would you say you believe on an average?
I would probably believe like 50% of it.
I'd say that's fair.
I don't really know. I'm not there to figure out what's going on.
And again, all it takes is one corrupt person to do a lot of damage.
Man, just like my cousin was killed 3 weeks ago, you know what I mean, by her husband, shot down dead, you know what I mean? So the thing is that you never know what's going on with any individual.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's the things you gotta understand and agree with, because you never know.
Yeah. And a lot of people justify their behavior, like to rationalize the way they live until it gets to a point where something snaps.
Right.
So, yeah, I'd say it's all about living in moderation and balance and trying to be level-headed.
Yeah.
That's all you can really do.
By you saying that, this is why we come up here, because we don't want to snap on our girlfriends, wives.
I have an ankle bracelet now. The ankle bracelet, it'll shock me if I try to step outside of this taped off area that I have. I'm sorry. It is not refreshing at all. There might be breezy breezes coming in, swoopy weather. Yeah, you have to watch out for the swoopy weather. I get stagnant air. I can't smell anything besides me. Another moist day. I'd rather it be. We have a new scale, the creamy scale. It's you can go 1 to 9. 1 is creamy. 9 is like ultra creamy, like the creamiest you can get. Speaking of creamy, my ex-girlfriend tried to contact me. She wanted me to be the father of her child again, and I said that's impossible because you already had the father of the child. Otherwise, you wouldn't have a child. She wants me to take custody of him, but again, it's the baby keeps slipping out of my hands because of all the creaminess coming out of the Northeast at 87 degrees, and again at 76 degrees Fahrenheit. Again, the dew point of 0.6, which I'm pretty sure is low, but again, the creamy to dew point is inversely proportional. The love for children and exes, also I hate the ex, love the baby, again, but it's a very milky baby, very hard to hold on to. I keep dropping it. I'm sorry. Stop handing me your babies. I'm a very sweaty, moist person. Again, and then when the creaminess is between 7 to 9, they just fall right out of my hands, and I can't do anything about that. Please stop yelling at me. I need you to understand how this works. Don't hand me random babies.
Tell them come out here and plant some goddamn grass.
Plant some grass!
Grass and something
Who's got-
else.
Yeah,
You know,
don't
we
cut
got
the
no
grass
grass.
off right
Cut
there.
the grass.
Bring it all the way
Yes.
to the end, you know what I mean?
Yes, and speaking
Get
of
it
grass,
in the hood.
speaking of grass, who's got the weed?
You got the wrong crew right now.
Aha! Nah, I'm just kidding. We smoke. It's legal. It's fine. It's medically fine. We're sick. I'm sick. I need my medicine.